right. Well, I almost threw that ball away, just leading off the whole thing. But we're here. We're basically on time. Appreciate you joining us for the Eternal Baseball Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Weber. Running solo tonight as my pal Brent is still on assignment, but we'll be back soon. But it doesn't mean we won't have an absolutely bang up, fantastic Eternal Baseball Podcast, the 151st Eternal Baseball Podcast. So that's nice to see. And it's nice to see you guys joining me here. We do have an American League showdown. The LA Angels against the Toronto Blue Jays. Both these teams on the very fringe of the wild card race. So winning would be a good thing for either one of them. I don't want to say more importantly, but it had something to do with the selection process. Neither of these teams have been on the Eternal Baseball Podcast this year for our game of the week. So we killed two birds with one stone and two teams with one game. Tino knows what I'm talking about. Tiger fan number one. Happy to be with us, I'm sure, because the Tigers seem unbeatable these days, at least in Eternal Baseball. If you're new to the program, welcome. Eternal Baseball is in its sixth season. It's a meticulously accurate simulation, stat-based, based on the three best consecutive years of every player's career averaged. So we take every player at their absolute peak, put them on the team they played for most in almost every case, and then slam them together for a full season with weather, with injuries, with suspensions. Mario Soto's on a 1 week suspension for the Reds right now for bumping into an umpire. And then we head to the playoffs and they battle it out for an eternal title. So here we are in season 6. And again, if you're new to us, you can find everything we do on our homepage. That's eternalbaseball.com. You can also find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. And the best thing you can do to help the program is like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Word of mouth is big. Nothing will matter. Nothing matters more to your baseball friends than your seal of approval. So let them know there's still room on the Eternal Baseball bandwagon. Looking around the league, we got some birthdays to wish out to. I think almost every one of these guys is on an Eternal Baseball roster. So to Atlanta's Vic Willis, to Cleveland's Addie Joss. Paul LaDuca is not on a roster, which is a shame because he's a Sun Devil. Woody Fryman from the Expos, Hisashi Iwakuma from your Mariners, Mike McFarland, not of Spider-Man fame, with your Kansas City Royals. So happy birthday to those gentlemen. We want to thank them for joining us in Eternal Baseball. Around the league, in the American League, Manny Ramirez has a 12-game hit streak for the Red Sox. The White Sox are on a 4-game losing streak. Stan Kovaleski, the king of the spitball, became the first 20-game winner for the Cleveland Guardians. He's 20-7. The Tigers are on a 7-game winning streak. The Angels on a 4-game winning streak. And my favorite modern player, Ricky Henderson, on an 11-game hit streak for the West leading Oakland A's. In the National League, the Braves are on a 5-game win streak. In Cincinnati, Ted Kluszewski's 39 homers leads the league. In Chicago, Mordecai Brown is a 20-game winner at 20-10. In Montreal, Tim Raines leads the National League with 62 stolen bases. In Pittsburgh, shortstop Archie Vaughn is due back on Wednesday from a bruised thumb. And in St. Louis, Bob Gibson is a 20-game winner at 20-6. So that takes us to what I've already got up for you here. Checking around the standings. These are through today's games. I haven't simmed any of tomorrow's games yet. So you've got your Dodgers up 2 games on the Giants out west. The Cardinals are up 2 games on Chicago in the NL North. In the South, Atlanta has a strong lead, 13 games over Houston. But the Astros have been playing better lately. Almost forgot. Appreciate this. We did a feature on Stan Kovaleski and his famous spitball in our Eternal Baseball newsletter. That goes out every Friday, totally free. You can sign up for it at eternalbaseball.com. And Tino brings up a good point. Spitballs are legal in eternal baseball. It's a gray area, right? So eternal baseball takes the stats from the best 3 consecutive seasons of every player's major league career and then averages them to find essentially their peak stats. And so if you were Stan Kovaleski and you pitched in the 1910s with a spitball all the time, I'm not saying he's throwing a spitball in eternal baseball, but his stats are based on those spitball years. Same thing as any guy, suspected or shown to have PED use in their career. Same thing as guys with super balls in their bats, a la Billy Hatcher or perhaps Norm Cash with his course bat. Whatever the rules of the game were at the time, that's what set the stats, and those stats are what we use in eternal baseball. So are spitballs legal in eternal baseball? Kind of. How's that? What else do we have? Oh, going around the leagues. So Atlanta's got a strong lead, but Houston is playing very well right now. Montreal has a 3-game lead on Philadelphia. Remember, the Phillies are playing without Mike Schmidt, who's lost for the year, and without outfielder Sam Thompson, who would only make it back in the playoffs if they make it. Out west, Oakland is running the West with a 20-game lead over the Angels. Detroit has asserted themselves in the North, 4-game lead over the Guardians. Kansas City has a 2-game lead over the Birmingham Knights. Remember, Birmingham is the assembled stars from the Negro Leagues all on one team. And in the East, the Yankees are running away with a 19-game lead over the Red Sox. And this is a good point. Digital spit is harder to get out of the uniforms. Great story. Hard to say if it actually happened, but the story was that Ty Cobb once fouled off a Kovaleski spitball in on his hands and had tobacco juice spray off the ball onto his face and maybe put the Georgia Peach in a sour mood for the day. You judge for yourself, but it certainly seems plausible. So let's take a look at the week that was. Popping up the eye chart here. So as you recall, yellow means good week, pink means rough week, and we are way out here in week 22 out of 27. Bear in mind, we've made shows every week except for Christmas break here probably, and then one week here, and then next week we have a W, not an X. A W stands for WrestleMania. So there will be a WrestleMania next Sunday and no podcast because I don't want to take your attention away from, what'll it be? CM Punk and who's he facing? Roman Reigns. Yeah, the main event. So enjoy your WrestleMania weekend next week. But for today, we're here for the Eternal Baseball Podcast. And looking on the strong weeks was the Atlanta Braves at 5-1, Tigers at 6-0, Angels at 5-1. The only really rough week went to the Toronto Blue Jays at 1-5. So as you can see, we got a hot team and we got a cool team going into today's game of the week. And so it's the final game of a 3-game set of Angels at Blue Jays. And the Angels took the first 2 games. Saturday, Mike Trout and Don Baylor homered as Dean Chance won his 15th game. The Angels beat the Jays 7-3. And then today it was the Benji Molina show as he singled and homered twice as the Angels came back for a 7-5 win over those Blue Jays. So tonight, here we go. It's Angels at Blue Jays. A new add to the rotation, even though you know his name, John Lackey. 1-0 with a 2.84 ERA. He's on the bump for the Angels, taking on Toronto left-hander Jimmy Key, who's 13-10 with a 5.35. So that's what we got going on, and that's what's going on right now. As we fire it up, you can see your ERA and batting average leaders there, Cecil Cooper, Ed Ruhlbach. But what we're most interested in is right up here, Angels, Blue Jays. Now, if you have lineup suggestions here, you make sure to let me know. I'm firing up the stats for these 2 teams once I get the pitchers entered. So it is John Lackey, and on the other side, Jimmy Key, All right, so Toronto's facing a right-hander. Here's their lineup sorted by OPS against right-handed pitching this season, season 6 for Eternal Baseball. That's just water. Don't make stuff up. Okay, so cleaning up is José Bautista. He'll play right field. For on base, it looks like John Olerud is our king. So he will lead off. Mosby will hit third. Encarnacion will DH. Then we've got George Bell in left field. Aaron Hill playing third, probably. Because Roberto Alomar is certainly our second baseman. Ernie Witt catching. And then the question is, do you want Bo Bichette slightly better offensively, notably worse defensively, or Tony Fernandez, worse with the bat, much better with the glove? Somebody called that out. First one in, Bo Bichette or Tony Fernandez. We'll come back and edit in. That's a fan's choice. Bo Bichette or Tony Fernandez. Yeah, water. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, next up, Angels. They're hitting against a left-hander. We'll sort them by lefties. Now, when it says usage, it means the player has gotten more at-bats than he got in his 3-year peak. And so it affects their stats. I think it's like a 20% hit. So, but Napoli's their best overall bat. So we'll definitely use him, but we may not hit him right at the top. On base-wise, it looks like nobody's close to Howie Kendrick. That gives us Troy Glaus cleaning up. Bobby Grich hitting second. Oh, that's a good point. They both play second base. So it may be Grich play. Oh, Grich plays a lot of places. Hang on. Grich can't play third. Grich can play first. Kendrick can play second. That puts Salmon in right. Napoli will catch. Yeah, it's fine. Jim Fregosi. Don Baylor has been their best power bat. He goes in left. Ohtani hits, but low. Ohtani is still an Angel because he hasn't had more Dodger seasons than Angel seasons yet. When that happens, we'll flip him over to the Dodgers roster. And then center field, that Mike Trout kid should be okay. Over here, I'm going to make the executive choice. Drop Tony Fernandez in at shortstop, and we are ready for baseball.
Pitching for Toronto, Jimmy Key. Leading off for Los Angeles, second baseman, number 47, Howie Kendrick.
Play ball!
All right, so we'll be the Blue Jays tonight. We'll give control of the Angels back to the Angels. And off we go.
First baseman, number 4, Bobby Grich.
Looks like he's got 2 different mustaches there.
Right fielder, number 15, Tim Salmon.
One-time Bend Buck, that Tim Salmon.
Strike 3!
Pitching for Los Angeles, John Lackey. Leading off for Toronto, first baseman, number 9, John Olerud.
Watch that Ohtani loophole get sewn up real tight in the next CBA. Here's John Olerud, who pitched at Washington State. Interesting.
Designated hitter, number 10, Edwin Encarnacion.
That's not terrible. I'm going to let that go. Encarnacion.
Ball 4!
Walking.
Center fielder, number 15, Lloyd Mosby.
Mosby has been in the lineup most of the season due to a fan request who said, got to get Mosby in center field. Remember, if you see something you don't like in the box scores for your favorite teams, let us know. If it makes statistical sense, we'll make that swap. Really don't think Encarnacion is going, especially with Roto gone.
Strike 3.
Right fielder, number 19, José Bautista.
2 down for José Bautista.
Strike 3.
Sitting down.
Third baseman, number 25, Troy Glaus.
Troy Glaus.
Catcher, number 44, Mike Napoli.
Napoli. That's off the wall.
Shortstop, Jim Fregosi.
I was hoping I'd say those rarest of words, triple for Napoli. Here's Jim Fregosi. Oh, with a little RBI, I think to right. No,
Left
Napoli
fielder,
is held at
Don
third.
Baylor.
1 down for Don Baylor.
Designated hitter, number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
So a single RBI single for Don Baylor brings up number 8 hitter Shohei Ohtani.
Dead ball.
Oh, and he hits him. Jimmy Key. Pitcher on pitcher violence.
Center fielder, number 27, Mike Trout.
Here's Mike Trout with a tapper. Alomar should be get that. Throw home? No, you're never going to get him. 14% chance for a double play, though. They get 1, but a run scores on the ground out. It's 2-0 Angels. Top of the order, Howie Kendrick. With an RBI single. We're not throwing to third. Too dangerous. But it's 3-0 Angels. Bobby Grich got a lot of that. Oh. A 3-run shot, and it's 6-0 in the bottom of the second. I really think Key can get out of this, but
Ball 4.
I've been wrong before. Man, that is a long time to go to the bullpen, but let's see what we got. Man, it looks like it might be. I don't want to go to David Wells. Aaron Sanchez has a bunch of pitches, and he won an ERA title once. So we'll warm him up. Here's Troy Glaus with 2 down.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Yeah, it's a good point, Rob. The batter after Baylor got hit. I think he was throwing at Baylor in the on-deck circle. So yet another walk. Let's check that bullpen. Yeah, he is strong, but he is rough. So who do I got here? I got a right-hander with right-handers coming up. So it's right-hander time.
Pitching for Toronto, number 18, Aaron Sanchez.
All right, Aaron Sanchez, please help us out. And mercifully,
Left fielder,
second inning's
number
over, but
11,
with 6 runs
George
in,
Bell.
it's 6-0 Angels. Ooh, George Bell doesn't care. Make
Third
that
baseman,
6-1.
Aaron Hill.
Here's Aaron Hill. Foul ball.
Foul ball. Strike 3.
Sitting down.
Second baseman, number 12, Roberto Alomar.
He's a great bunter. Let's just to see if we can make Lackey mad.
Catcher,
Oh, I
Ernie
thought he beat that
Witt.
out. Here's Ernie Witt.
Shortstop, Tony Fernandez.
And that'll do it. Here we go to the top of the third. It's 6-1 Angels. Shohei Ohtani. Murdering it to pitcher. And we're out. Bottom of the third. Here's John Olerud. Wow, Olerud turning the corner. Turn it on those Jets. It's a leadoff double.
Dead ball.
Encarnacion gets hit. The Toronto crowd not happy. Here's Lloyd Mosby. With a single to load him up with nobody out for cleanup hitter José Bautista.
Ball 4.
Who walks? I'll take it. That makes it 6-2 and brings no doubt the tying run to the plate for George Bell. Oh, man. Who grounds into a double play. But a run scores. It's 6-3. Runner on third. Here's Aaron Hill. With a double, scores Lloyd Mosby. We got ourselves a ball game, folks. It's 6-4. Angels in the lead. Here's Roberto Alomar. Single to left, send Hill home. Safe chance 94%. Yes, please. Here's Ernie Witt. Oh, Nolan Ryan in relief. That I didn't see that coming. Very cool. I'm gonna let Witt hit. Or not. Either way, we get closer to the top of the lineup. So we're into the bullpens early here. Who do you like, Nolan Ryan or Aaron Sanchez? Yeah. Ryan has not had a great season, which is probably why they're willing to pitch him out of the pen today. Trout with leadoff single. That he's 94% safe if he goes. So I'm going to try a pitch out here, see if I get lucky. I didn't, but at least he's down to a more manageable 65. First to third. Nobody out. Runners on the corners. Bobby Grich. Looks like a straight bunt that got the runner to second, but that's it. One down for Tim Salmon.
Pummel! Ball 4.
Walking him. Not furious about that. Sets up double play, right? For Troy Glaus. Or not. Might set up a 2-run single. 1-run single. It's 7-5 Angels. Here's Mike Napoli. Ernie Witt says, get somebody out.
Ball 4.
Walk it. Hate it when they walk in runs. Here's Jim Fregosi with 1 out, bases loaded, sitting down. Don Baylor, nowhere to put him. But he taps out to Alomar to end the inning. But 2 runs in, the Angels take an 8-5 lead. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Here's Nolan Ryan, a friendly public service announcement. Nobody charged the mound. This is younger Nolan, too. Tony Fernandez. I knew I made a good pick. Single to right center. Top of the lineup, John Olerud.
Ball 4.
Walking. Nolan did walk a lot of guys. Wow, sharp double play. Moves Fernandez to third, though, with 2 down for Lloyd Mosby. That'll do it. Top of the 5th, 8-5 Angels.
Strike 3.
Ohtani sits.
Strike 3.
So does Trout. We're starting to get down to it, though, with Mr. Sanchez. Bunch of righties in this lineup. Look at that Toronto roster. Sort them by ERA. Henke's the closer, but Osuna and Eichhorn are good options. So let's see. Osuna's got slightly more pitches available. He'll be our next guy. Kendrick taps out. So next inning, it'll be Osuna time. But first, bottom of the fifth, 8-5 Angels. Here's José Bautista. I don't think it's got the distance. Here's George Bell. Tapping out. Aaron Hill. 1, 2, 3 for the Ryan Express. It's Osuna time right now.
Pitching for Toronto, number 54, Roberto Osuna.
Ball 4.
Great job. Right out of the pen, walks the first guy. Wild pitch. And Salmon goes to second. Troy Glaus with an easy pop-up. You got that right, Mongambo. I do need innings. 2 down for Mike Napoli. We're going to pitch around Napoli and go after Fregosi. We might walk him, but I'm not furious about that. Yeah, little tapper. Hill's got him. Easy peasy. Here's Roberto Alomar. I was thinking about Button just to see what Nolan would do.
Ball 4.
Ernie Witt walking. Oof, double play. That one hurt. Top of the 7th. Here's Jim Fregosi. I probably got to get somebody else ready now. That's Mark Eichhorn. Fregosi gives it a ride. Mosby gets chased. He's got it. Here's Don Baylor. George Bell's under that. It's Mark Eichhorn time.
Pitching for Toronto,
Shohei Ohtani.
Mark Eichhorn.
Yeah, whatever. Hill gets Ohtani. We go to the bottom of the 7th, but before that, there you go. So here's John Olerud.
Ball 4.
Walking like that. Edwin Encarnacion lines out to third. Web gem. Lloyd Mosby. Single to right. José Bautista down 8-5. Oh yeah, no problem. Support the arts. Here's José Bautista. Can of corn, unfortunately. Don Baylor's under it. I could send Olerud to third. I got a 76% chance. You know what? In honor of my pal Roto, it's a bad idea that can't be changed. I'm not going to send Mosby. Oh, they're challenging it. Oh, and it's overturned. He's out. And they get out of the inning. Personally, I think we got hosed on that call. Here's Mike Trout. Old Mark Eichhorn doesn't have a lot of pitches. So we got to figure this one out. Man, I don't want to bring Hanky in. But everybody else is kind of rough. We'll get it ready. The Terminator, Tom Henke. Warming him up. All right. Here's Howie Kendrick. Nothing there. Dave's here. Hello, Dave. So with one down, Trout at first. He's dying to go. We're going to attempt the pitch out trick here. He was going and he stole it anyway. Fine. Here's Bobby Grich. With a single to left. Throw home, we kind of got to, even though there's only a 12% chance. He's in there. So 9-5 for Tim Salmon. Single to left. Throw to third to try to catch the uber quick Bobby Grich. 25% chance, you bet. He's safe too. Enough fooling around. It's time for the Terminator. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. It's a shame.
Pitching for Toronto, Tom Henke.
That Tom Henke was called the Terminator and played before they gave closers entrance music, because that would have been amazing. Yeah, and Rob knows. I know. I just wanted to get him there and try the double steal, and it didn't happen. It's my fault. So here's Henke against Troy Glaus. All right, so a grounder to third holds the runner. Now we got 2 down for Mike Napoli.
Strike 3.
Sitting him down. They're going with Nolan Ryan. He'll get a king size save if he pulls this one out. Here's George Bell.
Ball 4.
Walking. Let's look at our roster, Toronto-wise, because here we are, bottom of the 8th. So the only guy to pinch hit for in the whole dang lineup is Tony Fernandez. And we would probably do it with Bo Bichette. Yeah, he's got the most power too, as Jesse Barfield's had a rough year. So you guys are all safe, at least until Tony bats. Here's Aaron Hill. Ooh. 2 just like that. Here's Roberto Alomar.
Ball 4.
Walking. Take it. And Ernie Witt. A wild pitch. Alomar takes second. Oh, pass the ball. I apologize. Here's Ernie Witt. Hey, what do you know? Single to right. Send Alomar home. Safe chance 96%. I'm cool with that. It's 9-6 Angels. And in comes K-Rod. Frankie Rodriguez. Francisco Rodriguez. By any name, he's a monster. And wouldn't you know it, Tony Fernandez right on time. So let's get to that Toronto roster. Grab us some Bo Bichette. Make that swap.
Pinch hitting for Toronto, number 11, Bo Bichette.
Whoa! We got to fix that. That wasn't good at all. And this is a family show.
Bichette. Bichette. Bichette.
That's as good as it's going to get, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that was weak. Bichette grounds out to short, and they're out of the inning. Now we got to adjust our defense so they know where Bo is playing. Okay. So here we go. Hank has got 18 pitches to get through 3 batters.
Strike 3. Strike 3.
Not bad. He's got 10 pitches for Ohtani.
Strike 3.
Struck out the side. That's something. So here we are, bottom of the 9th, top of the order. Angels lead 9-6. Here's John Olerud. Yeah, that's right. Don't blame me. Blame the Mets third baseman. Here's John Olerud. Tapping out. Dave McDonald has no problem with our salty language. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. Flying out. Lloyd Mosby's our last chance. 2 down in the 9th, down 9-6. Tapper to Bobby Grich, and that's the ball game.
The final score from Rogers Center: Los Angeles 9, Toronto 6. Los Angeles has won 5 in a row. Toronto is on a 6-game losing streak. Nolan Ryan picks up the win. He is now 6-15 on the season. Jimmy Key gets the loss. He is now 13-11 on the season. Francisco Rodriguez gets the save, number 19. Bobby Grich hit home run number 20 on the season. George Bell hit number 19. Time of the game, 3 hours, 25 minutes.
And the player of the game, Bobby Grich. I might have argued for Nolan Ryan with 5 innings of 1-run relief. But Bobby Grich, 2 for 3, a run scored, 4 RBI, walk in that home run. Not bad. So the Angels with a big win here. That gives them a sweep of the weekend series, keeps them in the wild card hunt. It's probably the playoff epitaph for your Toronto Blue Jays. Couple of notes out there. Ernie Harwell could never pronounce Encarnacion. And Harry Carey could never say Grunts-Atlantic. And towards the end, there were a lot of things Harry Carey couldn't say. But he could say one more. Send it on down. Well, there you go. You know what? I'm not furious with that because it was 6-0 in the second inning. But we ended up getting a game out of that. We appreciate that. So for teams who've played in our game of the week, we can mark off LA, Toronto as done and done. I want to thank everybody for joining me this week. Reminder that we will be taking next week off. Have a happy WrestleMania. And if you like what you saw, if you're digging the Eternal Baseball, check us out at our homepage. That's eternalbaseball.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. And you can find us almost every week right here on the Eternal Baseball Podcast. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you soon. Good night, everybody.